All right, so we're going to go over a little bit of scientific background before we begin the experiment. Rock candy is a collection of sugar crystals that are grown from a sugar-water solution. Sugar can come in many different physical states. As a solid, it can be either amorphous, meaning without shape, like when it forms cotton candy, or crystalline, consisting of highly ordered structure and shape, like when it forms rock candy crystals. The water acts as a solvent. A solvent is a substance that dissolves a solute, resulting in a solution. The sugar acts as a solute. A solute is a substance that is dissolved in a solution. When the solute, sugar, mixes with the solvent, water, a solution is created. A solution is defined as a homogeneous mixture of two or more substances. The solution mixture that is created is called a supersaturated solution. A supersaturated solution is a solution that contains more of the dissolved material than could be dissolved by the solvent under normal circumstances. Due to the increased temperature while heating the solution, the water is able to hold an increased amount of sugar while very hot. The solution will be very viscous, which is thick, and heavy because there is a lot more sugar than water. The solution will become less viscous, more watery, after heating and increasing the temperature. Nucleation is the initial process that occurs in the formation of a crystal from a solution, in which a small number of ions, atoms, or molecules become arranged in a pattern characteristic of a crystalline solid, forming a site upon which additional particles are deposited for crystal growth. In heterogeneous nucleation, the organization begins at nucleation points on surfaces. Sugar crystals growing on the wooden skewer are an example of heterogeneous nucleation. The sugar that is layered on the wooden skewer prior to inserting it in the solution, seed crystals, provide nucleation sites for crystal growing. The rock candy crystals need time to grow as they grow molecule by molecule. The finished rock candy will be made up of a quadrillion molecules attached to the wooden skewer. Materials and equipment: granulated sugar, water, glass jar, wooden skewer, clothespin, and a wooden mixing spoon. Optional and recommended: food coloring, saucepan if heating on the stovetop, and wax paper. For the normal recipe, you would use 1 cup of water and 3 cups of sugar. However, for this demonstration, I'm going to double the recipe, so I'm going to use 2 cups of water and 6 cups of sugar. I'm going to add the water to a pot, bring it to a boil, and then slowly stir in the sugar. Once the water is boiling, you're going to add 1 cup of sugar at a time and stir. So once you add all the sugar and continue to stir, this is what it's going to look like. It's going to be more of a syrup-like texture. It's going to be more viscous. At this point, you're going to add 2 to 3 drops of food coloring, whichever color you prefer. And then you're going to take this pot off the heat and allow it to cool for 20 to 30 minutes. While you're waiting for your solution to cool, you're going to take the wooden skewers, get them wet with some water, and put sugar around the whole skewer. This is going to start the nucleation process for the crystals. Once you add the sugar to the skewers, you're going to let them dry while you finish waiting for the solution to cool. And then you're going to add the solution into the mason jars and put the wooden skewer down the middle. Once the solution has cooled for 20 to 30 minutes, you're going to pour it into glass jars almost to the top as pictured here. Then you're going to insert your wooden skewers into the center of the jars about 1 inch from the bottom. Now you're going to leave the wooden skewers in the glass jars for about 3 to 7 days. After this, you will take it out and you will have your rock candy crystal complete.